All right, welcome everyone. This is Rob, your host. Welcome to this week's edition of Power Hour. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's kind of stop that puppy from echoing there. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you could give me a number 1 in the chat box, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. There we go. Oh, we got a picture of me and everything. Look at that. All right. Excellent. So as we go through here today, keep in mind that everything we're looking at is for educational purposes only, and nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. All right, got a lot of stuff happening this week, guys. So we just did the bonus for Covered Call Explorer on the 7th. We've got the next one coming up on the 14th, which is this Friday, every Friday this month for Covered Call Explorer. Patterns in a Flash is January 10th and 24th. So the next one is coming up. Inner Circle is the 13th. Monster Market Movers, we just moved to January 20th. It was scheduled for this week. I had to move it out. Trading You on the 26th. Mastermind this Tuesday. We got a ton of stuff happening. And then we go to the other side of the screen. Power Hour each and every Monday. Trading Coaches Playbook each and every Friday. Kind of like the bookends of the week. We start you off, we end you off. And then Brandon's got E-minis to the max coming out on the 12th and the 26th of Jan. And then you see a little red box with the arrow. It says 2022 start here, right? That's 30 days to trading success, right? I want to make sure that every single one of you are registered. How many of you are registered for 30 days to trading success? Give me a number 1 in the chat box if you are. I'm curious. Good. Lots of them. Wow. Okay. Excellent. If you're not, make sure you get yourself registered. There is a, can you drop that, Amelia, can you drop that link in there today? Or now, I should say today. You drop that link in there if you would. If you go to the members area, you'll see it as the very first banner that pops up, and it looks like this. There are 4 different dates and times, well, that you can go ahead and book. Pick 1, pick 2. They're the same training. It's not going to be any different, but just make sure you get yourself inside of that training. You will not be disappointed with this. I am really excited about it. I was talking to someone on the phone a little while ago about this, and I am stoked. So, Sean, are we seeing this okay? Because I'm not. All right. So what's going on there? Okay. So go ahead and click on the link that Amelia drops in the box there in the chat box, and it'll take you to it. But you want to get yourself registered for that training, right? Power Option Plays, Covered Call Explorer, E-mini, all on regular schedule this week. Here's our follow us page. The one thing I want to add to this, Sean, is let's put a thing on there for our market mornings on YouTube. Guys, you want to be on there every single day. We do trainings on there. We give candidates, and that's what it is. And then the next day I go over the candidates from the day before. There's only been 1 or 2 days that since we've done this that we have not had 2 or 3 great trade setups from what we set out for with the previous days. So go ahead and register for that. There's a 30 days to trading success. 0 to hero in a month, folks. That's what it comes down to. But Rob, I'm trading for a long time. Good, get there anyway. I'm telling you, there are so many things that people are missing about their training. We're going to go over some of that in here. All right. Oh no, not yet. Okay. So what trades did you do today? Drop those trades in, and I'm going to share with you a couple of them from our Trade Watch alerts that Amelia pulled off today, and we'll go over that. But in the meantime, share. I'm going to share with you. You share with me. Everybody's happy. So first one, we're looking at a debit spread, which was a bear put spread that was done on Qualcomm. QCOM is the ticker symbol. And you can see, looking at the times, 9:41, 9:56. They're both today, 1:10. So you know they were both done the same day. Amelia went ahead and bought, right, 3 contracts of the 177 half puts, sold 3 contracts of the 175s for a complete debit of 92 cents. Out of her account, $92 per contract. She did 3. So under $300 of risk in this trade is what she took on. When it was all said and done, 15 minutes later, right? She got out of the trade at 9:56 this morning before the 10 a.m. bell rang. She got out of that vertical spread and took in a credit of $1.48. Well, she spent 92 cents. They paid her back $1.48. So 48 and 8 is 56 cents. So call it 55, right? 5, 10, $50, $165 in 15 minutes. $165 in 15 minutes, 60% rate of return. I don't know about you, but I like before I eat my breakfast, which this is before I normally eat breakfast. I don't eat until after 10 usually. Before I eat my breakfast, I get paid 150, 160 bucks. I'll take it. And that's if you only did 3 contracts, right? Rob, what if I don't want to do 3? Could I do 1? Sure, you can do 1. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with 1. Actually, 1 is the place to start. Not 10, not 5, not 3, 1. Let's see. So Gilles said Roku stock at 179.97 from Friday. I'm guessing you did okay with this, Gilles. Let's see. Tom said 80% ROI on the SPY puts in 35 minutes this morning. Great job, my friend. Great job. Awesome. I love seeing it, guys. I absolutely love seeing it there. All right, let's see. Paula typed in Tesla put. Did not wait for the retest and had a big loss. Okay, so, and Paula was in our show this morning that we did on YouTube called Market Mornings with Robert Roy. And that's what we're going to get. And you'll find that on the main page area, by the way, in the members area. There's a banner for it. It'll take you over to our YouTube channel, and then you'll look for today's live class, the live training. It's 8:30 Eastern. Every day we do this. Every trading day we do this. And I called out Tesla this morning, and it had moved down, even though it was good news. And I said I needed to move back up and fail at that level before we wound up taking that bearish entry. And what Paula was saying, excuse me, she jumped in a little bit early without waiting for the retest and went against her. So, and it's par for the course. I get it. Robert said MDT still in. Tesla credit spread took 45 cents. Facebook credit spread got out with 6 cents. Nice. So far, we're up and watching MDT. Maybe it will roll over. There you go. Brenda crushed it yet again on the Qs. Guys, I can't even tell you how much she's making on them. She's killing it. Killing it. Just massive profits in there. Great job, Brenda. As always, great job. Week in, week out, Brenda's killing it. Right, so this is the first trade Amelia shared. Keep sharing yours. Right, the next one is on the Qs. QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. This morning, I went over the SPY was down 29 points. I think it was. The Dow on the futures, the Dow is down 90, 92 points, maybe 100, I forget. And the NASDAQ's down 165. So it's a weird time where we live in now where the NASDAQ actually goes down more than the Dow does, which when I first started never happened. It was just not heard of at all. So I talked about NASDAQ. I like NASDAQ a lot. And what did Amelia do? Amelia says in her Trade Watch alerts, before I even started the show, she goes, ooh, with what's going on with the market, let's look at the Qs. We've got an opportunity for a bigger move, right? So what did she do? She went ahead and at 9:53 this morning, she bought 13 contracts of the 376 put at $3.52, right? And it was a market order she got filled at. At 9:53 is the entry. At 9:56 is the exit. Under 3 minutes. No, 6 minutes. Under 6 minutes in that trade, she sold it at $4.46. So what are we talking about there? 46.52 for 94 cents. 94 cents. She needed $352 to make 94 cents. She did it 13 times. Just make it easy math. Call it $1. She's up $1,300 for the day on this setup. So very nice. Very nice. Right? $1,222 in 6 minutes. There you go, Robert. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. So great job, Amelia. Great job. All right. Excellent. Good. Okay, so with that, trading the Fed frenzy. This was our topic for today, right? Trading the Fed frenzy. So what the heck is going on here, guys? you look at the markets, you look at the Fed, and they keep coming out, and it's almost like we're back with Greenspan again, where every time he spoke, he kind of threw up all over the market and just, everything went crazy. The market could be doing great today. Greenspan would come out and speak. Obama would come out and speak, or another government official would come out and speak. And they just messed it all up every single time. It was like no one trusted anybody. They didn't believe them. And it seems like we're back there again. Every time the Fed speaks, we get this craziness that's taking place. And let's be careful. It's not just the Fed, is it? Every time there's new news out about Omicron or this next variant that may be coming our way. My wife showed me a story that she read that we're not done. Omicron is nothing. Wait till you see the next one, and blah, 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 blah. And sooner or later, if you're a doomsday guy or gal, it's going to work for you, right? And I'm not saying we won't have worse ones. We very well might. What I am saying is if we wait and see what happens first before we start calling gloom and doom out and crashing the market down, I just don't think we're doing ourselves any justice at this point. But the Fed has done something very good, in my opinion. They've helped to drive the market down. What I think is a very high price market, they brought price down. So if we look, I don't think I did that right. Oh, that's because there's XEW also. Let's just get the SEX. Okay, there we go. So we got a live view of what's going on right now. I talked about this morning with in the market mornings on how powerful the fib lines are. Look at this ABC line. Right. First off, we opened up here and we pulled down. We went all the way down to that fib line. And right now we're sitting about the 100-point level, right, which is the 4,600 level right now. Right. So look how well we respected that line on the downside. OK. And as we're looking at what's going on with the S&P, what a nice pullback we have had inside of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. I'd love to see 2 or 3 more days as pullback. If we get a move down to that 4,500, 4,478 level, I would like it much better. Actually, at the 4,495 level, the low that we had in there, if we violate that low, it actually sets us up for more low, for more potential to the downside, if we can get through and violate that level. But if we can get down to this area here, breaking this next fib line is probably where I start adding to my SPY and Qs positions as we break through here. Maybe some of the others like the Berkshire that I have the B shares. I'm not sitting on the A's. Right, the A shares are owned by Ma and Pa Farmer, who bought 1 share 50 years ago, and that's their entire portfolio at this point. Cool. So UV said, hi, I am from Saudi Arabia. Excellent. I love seeing when people come from all over the world, and we got them every week. We got them. Tell me gold today. UV, are you asking about me talking about gold, or are you asking about me giving you some golden nuggets today? Let me know. Put it back in the chat box. Let me know. So overall right now, I like the pullback. I think that's what the Fed is doing well. We're getting some pullback in the market. We had hit all-time highs. Not surprised. Guys, we broke the last all-time high from here, right? We broke up and we got a nice pop finally. And then we had a pullback. We put in another new high, and that's where the big fail came off of. So we had a leg up, a small pullback, another leg up, and a big pullback. We've given most of that run back, not all of it, but most of that run back. So, and I don't need it to be all of it in one day type thing, go down there today, but I would love to see a little bit more pullback at this point, right? We're scaring out the looky-loos. We're scaring out the people that are not traders, that are, quasi-investors at best, right? The ones that are brand new in the market, they're doing it because someone told them they need to throw some money at the market because you can't lose, right? They really don't know anything about the market if that's the case. Let's see. Leslie said made $425 on Peloton, put $465 on the Qs. Should have stayed in. Oh, there you go, Leslie. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? I get it. I get those blues every week. What are the fib numbers on the lines? Cannot see them. Which ones, Jim? Are you talking about on the SPX? So if I tell you, yes, all right. So if I just give you the start and end points on SPX, so our starting point is on 10/13, Jim, October 13th, and our end point is on November 5th. And the ABC comes off of those two, and then down with the low on December 3rd is where the ABC pattern is off of. If you got a specific, this green line right here where we just bounced off today is 45.86.82, right? That's the 236 pullback level. So Jim said it pulled back to 382. That's what I was looking for. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yep. So 382 is 45.70.06. It's a little bit higher. Still a little bit higher than that, but that's that false breakout, that false H pattern. I love seeing the pullbacks here to the 50. That's where we get nice moves usually. We got one here. It was a great move, but the historical reliability is not there on that setup yet. All right. Cool. So what do we do about the Fed, guys? Everybody should have a time frame in mind on when they plan, how long they plan on being in a trade. 3 minutes, 3 seconds, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, right? And you could use 4 or 8 or any other number. But you should have some idea in your mind of, hey, I think we're going to be in the trade this long. This is what my expectation is. And I look at the markets from position 1 in the chair. For those of you that are brand new, right? Remember, position number 1 in the chair is me back here. I really can't reach the keyboard. I can't do anything at this point. I'm sure I'm a little echoey on the microphone. And it's just me relaxing, looking at the market from a step back. Things start setting up. I get into position number 2 where I'm straight up in that chair. I'm very focused on the monitor. Position number 3, the setup happens. Now I'm leaned forward in the chair and I'm ready to rock. I'm focused on that keyboard and I'm clacking away, right? So when we look at the Fed should be audited. Well, there you go. Good luck with that, my friend. I'll sign a petition if you want to head it up, but I just don't. I don't see anything like this going to happen in there, at all. It's federal government. It's actually not. The Fed has the government has no say over the Fed. It's privately owned by banks. So 4 major banks out there, I think it is. That's the point. Yeah, I know it is. Well, I know it is. I got you completely. I got you. So guys, right now you got a time frame in mind, right? Whatever your time frame is, you probably need to shorten it if you already have not done so. In other words, for me right now, are we doing a lot of swing trades? Heck no. Heck no. A lot of swing trades? Not happening. Why? Why would I? We're getting these whips back and forth. Look what's happened here. Back a couple of weeks ago, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down 2 days, we're up big, we're down big, we're up big, we're vacillating, slopping all over, big push down. I don't have any direction in there. Now, if I took an overall bullish direction down here, I'd still be okay today. Maybe, depending on my options price and how much time has gone out of it, gotten sucked out. But I look at very short-term time frames. A week right now is long-term for me. And that's when my spreads go out, is to a week. Right? Even when I do diagonals, I'm buying a longer-term option, but my spread is a week. I'm selling that front week option against it. Because if it does take off, I don't want to be on the wrong side of that either. All right, so let's see. Jim said FOMC 125.26 next meeting during earnings season. Can you say volatility? Oh, yeah, they're just going to add to it, Jim, without a doubt. We're going to cause all kinds of crisis with it, and it'll be crazy. So let's see. I'm guessing that one came back in from UV again, but it says, oh, that was from you. That was from Sean. I'm a swing trader. I've learned the hard way that this isn't the market for swing traders. You're right, Sean. It's not. CPI Wednesday predictions. Prediction, Alan, I don't know about prediction. I appreciate it. Well, thanks. I don't know about prediction, but what did somebody say today? One of the analysts had on CNBC that we're looking at 7% is what he thinks inflation is going to be. We're already over 6. They're expecting in this shortly in this next update for it that we're going to see 7%. So I don't think consumer price index, the CPI, I don't think the PPI, producer price index, I don't think we see anything good for a little bit in there. Costs are still through the roof. Think about it. Think of the costs that we're dealing with out there for everything that you buy day in and day out. What came across a story today on CNBC that's it was on their news channel or something, a feed, and it said something I came across on the TV that although the vaccines are free, it's costing every taxpayer for the vaccine, and they're right, because the government said we're giving you free vaccines, but who's paying for it? The president don't take money out of his pocket and say, "Here, I got it," or Congress created some slush fund and they're paying it with that. Heck no. Your taxes are going up, baby. House taxes. Our taxes are going up. It's crazy what we deal with in New York here. The cost of electric, the cost of taxes, everything has gone up. I was watching Papa John's CEO the other day on CNBC, and he was talking about how expensive it is, and he doesn't understand how mom and pop pizzerias that haven't raised their prices are even in business any longer. And I went into the pizzeria and I ordered 2 specialty slices. They're usually $4 a piece. For my wife and I, 1 each. And I give the guy $10 and he hands me back $1. And I said, no more $8. He goes, no, prices went up. Then now $4.50 each. When I talked to the owner, and I know the owner well of the pizzeria over there, he's like, Rob, I'm like giving pizza away for free with what just cheese alone, what it's cost me. Everything has gone up. We're going to see the same types of things happening. CPI, I don't expect to be good. I don't expect anything to be good. And our labor force shortage is not helping things at all. All of the inventory that is stuck somewhere out on the water because we can't get truckers to drive it and deliver it and take care of it. And I don't necessarily think that letting people in from other countries is the way to handle a labor shortage. How are you getting people, versed up in how to drive trucks and how to be a contractor and all this stuff? You're not. You're bringing in, for the most part, unskilled labor. For the most part, you're going to get some that aren't, but for the most part, you bring in unskilled labor. So I don't know how we go about handling this thing with CPI, PPI, other than you trade your way through the market. That's it. Because you ain't making 6 and 7% on your money that's sitting in the bank. No matter what you're doing, you're just not making it. I mean, I'm talking to a financial advisor now for my in-laws. It's actually Dale. Those of you that know Dale Zamzo. We're talking with him on trying to do something for my in-laws for the trust that we have with them. And, you look at an annuity, a fixed annuity, and you can get 1% is your minimum guarantee. You'll get more if the interest rates go up, but you got to wait for interest rates, right? CDs, the bank told us where the money is now. I went with my brother-in-law. We sit down to talk about this trust. And the guy goes, I can guarantee you 1% for the first year. Like, ooh. So who's covering the other 5% I'm losing by keeping my money in the bank? I mean, really, who's covering it? Because that's what it's costing you. Even looking at some of these others that pay a bonus out as a starter, here's a bonus. We're going to give you a 5% bonus and 1%. Okay, so that puts me to 6. So my money is worth the same as it was at the end of the year, right? We don't have any good scenarios right now for that. So what do? Right now, I think the Fed's going to do what the Fed does. Are we going to see early rise in interest rates? We very well might. The Fed is starting to talk about that now, which concerns me, because Powell's talking out of both sides of his mouth. We're going to wait until this date. We may need it sooner. His confirmation hearings coming up soon. All of these things weighing on it, right? But we raise interest rates, we'll see the markets drop a little bit, which is normal in an economy like this. It's normal if we go ahead and do it ahead of time. That's what I'm getting at. If we do it when we're supposed to or scheduled to, plan to, that's a whole different ballgame. But that's not what we're talking here. We're talking about doing it now, sooner rather than later, which may not bode well for us. So I think what you need to do is shorten your time frame, and you need to be in and out of trades much quicker, where you can plan on what's happening right now in a position and not focused on what you needed to do a week from now or a month from now. If we look at Tesla, all right, look at the move. You get this nice move down, and then 3 or 4 days we're back up. You get 3 or 4 days down, you get 3 or 4 days up. You get 3 days down, 2 days up, 4 days down, 5 days up, 5 days down, 2 days up. We're all over. We're absolutely all over the place, right? So based on that, right, if I were able to day trade instead of swing trade that position, I don't want an option chain. I wanted the actual chart. Right? So whatever type of trade you took on Tesla, whether you worked off pivot points, whether you worked off of fib lines, whether you worked off of moving averages, right? We were waiting for a bearish trade by pulling back up to a moving average and failing. We didn't. We closed here. We opened here. We blew right through it. We broke up. We came back down, retested and failed, right? There was a short-term day trade in there. We came, oh, sorry about that. We came back up. Pushed, we actually pushed up here, came down, gave you an entry opportunity. If not, we got to push up and a bounce again. Moving average cross, nice run to the upside. Now we've crossed over since lunch and we're down, back down below a little bit now, right? But I think if you look at Tesla on an intraday basis, you could find 1 or 2 or 3 trades throughout the course of the day. And it doesn't have to be Tesla. I just use them as an example. I don't care what stock you put up there. You can put AMD up there. You could put Microsoft up there. You could put Alibaba up there. You'll find it throughout the course of the day, right? Baba is not a very expensive stock comparative. Right? Take the big drop. We come back and retest the 8 and we fail. We retest again and we fail. We get a breakout. We get a retest. Well, we're actually into lunchtime now, so we wouldn't do anything here, right? So is it a smaller moving position? Yes, it's a $125 stock. Where did I have my water? All right. It's a $125 stock. But once again, the opportunity is still there to find trades regardless of who you're looking at. All right. So let me see what we got here in case I missed any. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Alan said over and under is 7. Yeah, there you go, Alan. Amos said construction jobs, that's what we do, are 100% higher than 2 years back. Amen. Guys, my brother-in-law is going through, they're doing construction on their home where they're getting ready to. Should have been started already. It is not. The town jerked around the contractor who moved from North Carolina. He's trying to transfer his license a year and a half later. They just got it done. They fired the guy that was working on it because he dragged his feet to get it done in the town. They've agreed to push my brother-in-law's plans through. But the cost of, and this is pre-COVID, the cost of materials have been astronomical in the increase of their job, not to mention what the cost of labor is. Labor's gone up as well. I mean, I had the guys that did the work on our backyard that we did, you know, a couple thousand square feet of pavers back there. All of the work that we had done back there, they come back with and said, you know, I really should be raising you by 10% in price because the cost of this has gone up. And they basically came back with $2 a square more for the next part of the job. I wanted to do the rest of the yard. And they came back and said, it's $2 a square more. And we're not confirming that materials won't be higher. You may have a higher price depending on when we're going to set this job up, this year or next year. So everything has gone up. Costs have gone up. It doesn't matter. Your construction is killing it. But you're paying out more too, I'm sure, Amos, and what it's costing you to your workers. Burnt ends in KFC have gone from $19 to $26 a pound. There you go, Alan. Yeah, right, Will. Leslie said, I don't have 25K in my account and time for day trades. I had to go to TOS and change to a cash account from margins. So day trades cannot do spreads. But you can. So day trades, Leslie, depending on how many you're doing, right? You're allowed 3 intraday trades in a 5-day period. If you're trying to trade multiple trades a day, then you're right. A cash account would be the better way to go. If you're trying to do only a couple of trades a week, then the margin account would be better where you can do spreads. It also may be something where you just pull, you know, $2,000 out or whatever you need for spreads, start a second account for that and do that in its own account. I'm getting ready to transfer over a fairly large sum of money over in 2 different accounts over to TAS. So it looks like I may be trading with them a little bit more. Yeah, stop paying people to stay home. That's it, Will. I agree. Let's see. Karen said, I think it's a threat to drop the market. Then they won't. Yeah. And it all comes, and you're right, Karen. Are they going to worry about the market? They're not supposed to worry about the market. It's supposed to worry about economy, the Fed. Their first edict is not the market. It's the economy. That's all they're supposed to focus on. But you can't tell me, especially today, with the number of traders, investors, people that are throwing money at the market, you can't tell me it doesn't affect the market, the decisions the Fed makes. Of course it does. 1,000,000%. Jim said, I noticed you've been drinking your water a lot today. Are you playing a drinking game that we missed? Yes, this is not really water. Tell you a quick story. I was an altar boy in St. Pancras School, SPS, from 4th grade, which is when you were allowed to be an altar boy, until the end of my 10th grade. And that's because I loved the priest that was in charge of the altar boys. My very first mass that I served, we had a bishop at the mass, doing the mass. And the bishop's aide was in the back, in the vestibule, and I had to go in the back to get something. And the aide hands me, now I'm in 4th grade. The aide hands me a cup and says, take this to the bishop and say, Bishop, you ready? On the altar, Bishop, here is your dry Beefeater martini. I didn't know what the hell a martini was, let alone dry Beefeater martini, right? And I walk out, Bishop, here's your dry Beefeater martini. The bishop, the priest, was there were like 6 of them around him. Every priest was doing the mass with them, are hysterical laughing. It's water, right? That's inside of there. It's water. But true story, dry Beefeater martini. I was freaking hysterical when I found out what the heck it was. My mother was mortified when oh my God, I can't believe you said that to the bishop. So, Mom, maybe you should have taught me what it was then if you're worried I'm going to say something about it. No, it's just, we had pizza for dinner last night. It was my father-in-law's 91st birthday yesterday. And my mother-in-law had ordered pizza, and it's just way too salty. Amos confirmed very much he's paying out more to his workers. Jeff said, just added TAS as a brokerage account since it has better functions on spreads. Yeah, and I already have the account with them, or have an account with them. I've got IRA money that's got to transfer over, and another non-IRA that I'm just going to move there and set it up and use it to trade some of the probably more SPY type stuff that'll do spiders, Qs, and such. No, well, Trade Pro is futures. I have a Trade Pro account. I don't use TAS, Karen, for futures. I don't use TAS for futures. Okay, I'll use Trade Pro or I'll use Trade Station. I don't use TAS for it. Because I didn't like the way their commission structure was. Not commission, their margin structure was in TAS. I like Trade Pro and I like Trade Station better for that. But I'm talking about more of spreads when it comes to spreads and trades on options. Using TAS for that. I keep saying I need to learn more about it. I need to learn more about it. I was doing well with learning the platform and I gave up on it. So still have an account with them. They haven't changed it. I haven't closed it out. Trader Will said TAS does a great job. Inlay a few things that Brandon does that TAS does not. So, and again, if we had the choice of building a brokerage firm out, we would all have our own components of what we'd like to see in there. Right? We don't have that luxury. I'm not building out a brokerage firm at all. Right? I know the last company I taught for, they tried doing it and it cost ridiculous money and then put you on the hook for a ridiculous amount of risk because you were the broker now. Is TAS a better place to trade the YM? Commissions cheaper? So Ed, I haven't traded any futures on there. So I don't remember. Commissions were about the same. I don't think there was a big difference with TradeStation and TAS on commissions. But at one point, there was a huge, pre-COVID, a huge difference in what the margin was, the margin requirement for it. Yep, and Trader Will, who's a big TAS user, and someone I will definitely be tapping into when I need to learn more of the pieces of this to do it quicker on TAS, said margins are larger on TAS. So you're welcome, Ed. All right, let's see. How about the economy? Darlo saying, what are the upside things we need going forward? Yeah, TOS, the nice thing on TOS, and I'll answer your question in a sec, Darlo. Alan, the nice thing on TOS is you can have one account and trade futures and stocks options off from one account. So you don't need more money and more accounts. They do all of it out of the one. So, I do like that part of it. I have traded some futures out of there, but just, again, with the margin requirement, I don't have a huge account with TOS. My money is with everything I keep adding, even recently when I just keep making my regular quarterly contributions, it all goes into my TradeStation account. There you go, Ed. Good. So what about the economy? What are things we need to be looking for? Darla, what's it going to take, right? Think about it. Do we need interest rate hikes? We do. There's no question we do. We are way too low on rates. That's not a question. The government needs to fix the supply chain. There's no one else to blame but the government for this, period. Is it COVID's fault? Yes, but guess what? That's the government. They need to fix this so we can move forward, and we're not able to do so until we do. That supply chain issue is, guys, I went into Home Depot. Yes, my second home, there's no question, right? I've got a dust collection system in the basement that I built at a 6-inch PVC and some 4-inch. The 6-inch I get from a plumber, which I have an account with those guys because I was a licensed contractor way back when. And right now, the 4-inch PVC in Home Depot is more money than I paid for the 6-inch PVC. And at the time, I was buying the 6-inch PVC for about $60 a length. Well, actually, I guess it'd be a little bit less than. Right now, this week, $54 for 4-inch PVC in Home Depot. I'm ready to freaking drive to Connecticut or something to go try to find it cheaper, just from the principle of it. It's ridiculous to pay that kind of money for a piece of 4-inch pipe, right? We're all getting hurt across the board. We all had more money a year ago. Oh, the government gave all this money out. We all had more cash. We didn't spend anything because we couldn't go out. We all had more cash, but we're spending a lot more cash to do things right now. Whatever you buy, whatever it is, you're spending more cash for it right now. So it is not helping us at all. Yeah, Tasty Trade, options, margin, ease of use. Here's my Tasty Trade issue, because I have a Tasty Trade account too, Alan. My Tasty Trade issue is I cannot put an exit on the stock price. I have to put it on the option price. That's a problem. When the stock goes from 50 to 51, it's a $1 increase. I have a 70 delta. My expectation is a 70-cent increase in price. What I don't take into account is the bid-ask spread. I don't take into account implied volatility. I don't take into account any volatility flip where they drop volatility. I don't take into account news where they open and close the bid-ask spreads, gamma. Nothing of that comes into account. So I can guess and say, I bought the option for 6. Let's sell it at 670. Or let me drop a little bit. I'll make it 650. I'm guessing. If I say when the stock gets to 51, sell at market, whatever the option is, the option is. That's it. Period. The end. I can't do that with a Tasty. That's my only real gripe with them. Their speed is okay. I think TradeStation is a little bit faster, but their speed is okay. Their charts are okay. It's not bad, but TradeStation is a much better chart, in my opinion, than theirs. TOS kicks it to the market order. Yeah, well, there you go. Everybody makes that a market order, Alan. That's what it is. If you say, go ahead and sell the stock price, sell my option, it has to be a market order. TOS has the best customer support, no question. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%, Tom. You are spot on with that. I have called them at 3 o'clock in the morning and said, how do I do this? And someone answers the phone and they help you right then and there. And every couple of months, you can get a 30 or 40-minute strategy session where they'll kind of answer your questions and do your thing. Or you can call them for the one-offs and they'll answer it for you. They won't spend an hour on the phone with you, but they'll answer all your questions. So, yeah, TradeStation, I've got to get on early in the morning, right as they open, try to book an online call with them. If not, I'm booking an actual call for days later, which is horrible. All right. So what stocks do you guys want me to take a look at? Drop them in. It is that time of the day. Let me see what we can be. Let's get rid of that orange bar. We gonna need it. Google, Roman asked for. All right. Okay, let's see. Hauser. Now, I don't have my tracking sheet with me from last week. But Roman, help me out for a sec if you would. I don't have the tracking sheet here. Did we have 2696 as our support level? Was that the first support, or did we go all the way down to 2653? Or anybody else that's got the tracking sheet from Pop? $26.96. Okay, so we broke, Roman. If we look at the 27, here, let me write it down. 2708.48 on Google. Let's go look at the intraday. Let's make it 2748.08. No, my bad. All right, let's do that again. Glad it didn't go forward. 27. See, that's why I got to write down 08.48. Okay, so there it is. There's the top line. And we're looking at 2696.12. 2696.12. Okay. We got pretty close. 2696.12. All right. So we broke, and so unless you're using a, no, we had nothing there because I was looking to see if we broke down below, retested, and failed. So unless you're using a 1 minute chart, and we can actually just change this to 1 and keep our fib lines in place. So I'm not a fan of the white background, but it shows up better on our screens here with our software. So, all right, so we got a quick bounce. We broke down, got a quick bounce and a fail. So unless you took it on that second minute, Roman, but that's the entry that we're looking for. It was right in there. And we made the move down within that one candle to that next level. All right. So I just wanted to see what actually transpired today with our setup that we hit this target. All right. So right now we're looking at the same thing. If we close here today, Roman, at this blue line right below it, we need that same retest of pulling back up, failing and dropping. And we're looking at the 2696 as the first target. It's just very tight, super tight. We didn't quite make it to this one. We need $5 above that level. So that puts us at 53 plus 5 is 58. And we got down, I think it was 66. Yeah, 2663. So we still missed our target by $5 to that next level down in there, right? But Google, we definitely need a redraw, Roman, on the fibs. It's that time. We broke the 882 on a close, so it's time. We just don't have anything to draw off of yet. Who knows? This could be our bounce, but that's what I'd be looking at for it, Roman. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Tom's asking for SPY, SPY. What's going on, Sean? Dang. It's not happening behind me.
No, it's through the software.
Okay, well, not sure how I'm going to do that without. You mean here? Is that going to make a difference? Okay, we can only be zoomed in. Must have something to do with Zoom. Oh, there we go. I don't know what I want to do. Okay. You're welcome on that, Roman. Okay, so let's see. Next, Tom was asking for SPY, right? So I'm going to try zooming out. Let's see what happens. All right, we're okay so far. So we're looking at SPY right now. We violated this 461. We are in a bearish bias, not true bear, but bear. Bearish enough we could take directional trade if we close where we are, because the 8 did cross the 21 today. That's key, right? Tom, I don't know how it played off of that 461.42, but that's a great entry into the day for the downside, especially if you had any kind of confluence with a pivot anywhere near there. Right now, we're looking at 456 and 451 are our 2 downside targets. And like I said, bearish could step in very deep with the way things are looking. So I hope that helps, Tom. Tesla, hey, Trip. So same scenario, guys. We're in a bearish bias right now, but we are not true bear. What does that mean? That means all our moving averages are in the wrong order. Our moving averages themselves are bullish. The position is not. The pink's on the top, the 8's on the top, the 21 is in the middle, the green, the 55 is on the bottom. That's bullish. We've got to completely reverse all 3 of those lines. Oops, sorry about that. All 3 of those lines have to flip for us to be true bear. We don't even want to take a directional trade bearish unless the 8 crosses the 21. Then we could take an aggressive trade, which means up to 4 contracts. For us, for me, is max. If you normally do 100 contracts as your regular order and 20 contracts is aggressive for you, then you would take 20 as a maximum. Whatever your number is. For me, 4 contracts is my max when it comes to aggressive. But I'm looking at that 946 is the next downside target. All right, so I hope that helps, Trip. Jim's asking for T, as in a TNT. Okay, let's see. Let's zoom, zoom, zoom. All right, that's an old fib for sure. Let's see. Well, we would not quite have violated here. Let's do this. Let's come up that swing high. Yeah, we've already broken above the top. Okay, so we're going to draw from here. Into that pullback, which brought us down into the 236. Not exact, but it doesn't have to be. So we definitely got enough for pullback to the hesitation level and a bounce. Right. So now let's see. All right. So come on. There we go. So we move $1.22 a day. We've got 25.70 to 26.80. So we don't need a fib in there. So right now we're kind of in the middle of everything. I'd love to see the pullback on this one, Jim, down towards that confluence of the 8 moving average and the 236 line, and the bounce, and then 26.22 is our next target. Keep something in mind. We don't have a lot of room on those fibs because it's a low price stock and we didn't have a tremendous move into it. Right. So I would be a little cautious with it, but if you like it, if you're bullish on it, naked puts are definitely, well, definitely a consideration. We've got earnings coming up. Got to confirm it, but 126 it says, so not that far away. Sarah said, waiting with bated breath for the SPX trade alerts today. Can't wait to see if my zones line up with Brandon's. Isn't that a great idea? Right? Think about it. What Sarah's doing is she's preloading her work. She's doing all the analysis first before Brandon sends his out to see how hers aligns itself. I tell people to do that with Pop all the time. Don't watch the Power Option Plays video. Do your own analysis. Fill out your own tracking sheet. Go back and watch the video and see how you did. When you're at 70 to 80+% matching up with what I did, it's a home run. You've got it. You're there. right? Now it's run with it time. So good. I can't wait. I'd love to know how you made out with that, Sarah. Let me know. Erica said, I bought shares long-term of NEO. How do I get out of it if it's doing horrible? Should I just wait it out? That's tough. You know, I had a car accident and I didn't have any car insurance. What should I do now? And I'm certainly not picking on you, right? At all. Not my intention if it came across that way. Just the point behind it was it's hard to fix after it's happened, right? What are your choices? Well, you could sell it, right, and close out your position. You know, and from that fib line, that major fib line we drew at 64.5, we're at 28.5. So we've had a tremendous drop in value. Tremendous drop, a third, right? Ish. A half for sure. So big drop in there. And what's bias tell us? Bias tells us that it's bearish. 8's on the bottom, 21's in the middle, 55's on top. They're all perfectly aligned. It's true bear. So I would be telling you, if you get a move back up to resistance, which is the fib line, and you have a confluence of the 8 moving average and you roll over, look to buy a put. So it's tough. I mean, sometimes it just comes down to biting the bullet unless you have a belief that NEO, so it's got to be more than one piece. If it's just, I think it's going to come back sometime in the future, that's one part of it. But the second part is, but I got no other cash, and I don't know if that is or isn't the case, but I've got no other cash available. What do? You know, I can't trade now. Then it may come down to, all right, I got to bite the bullet, pull the trigger, and get out of that position. So it's a tough call. I've had to make some of those in the past, and I've never once had fun doing it. All right, let's see. QQQ. Will, what were you referring to with the past fibs and the extensions? Was there a particular stock? So we look at the Qs. All right, where are we? We are back to the 618. So I'm looking for that upside down H pattern right now. If we can get that bounce, what am I looking for? The bounce off the 618, I'm looking for a 1-2 standard deviation move. Somebody tell me what percentage, because I can never remember it. Is it like 96.8, 98.6? What percentage in statistics is the first 2 standard deviations of all numbers in the data set? It's 90, it's the mid to high 90 something percentile. I just don't remember what it is. 96, 98% of all the moves take place within that first 2 standard deviations. All right, let's see. 90. Yeah, so Amos said 98-ish. Trader Will said 96.4, I think. Tripp said 96-ish. I think 95, Barry said. So I'm in the ballpark. 94 to 98, somewhere in that range, mid to high 90 percentile of all your trades take place in that 2 standard deviation move. That's our 2-line move. Be added the majority of your trade by the time you get a 2nd line move off of there. All right. So Sean, let me know what that is if you've got it there. 2 standard deviation move. Let's see. Roman's asking for NVIDIA. Ho! Bouncing off that fib, baby. Tough one now, Roman, right? Just gapped its way right through. No way to take a trade on the entry for it. I'm looking for the move back below 259.33 on the close, a retest and a fail down to 244.27. Unless you've got some pivots to trade off in here and the market starts to flip, I'm going to be a little leery taking this bearish trade. It's not true bear, but it's bear. A little leery taking this bearish entry. Yeah, Trader Will said AT&T is only 16 days away after earnings. That's always an issue. You always got to check that. But thank you, Will. And I love it that you guys do that, that you jump out and you just get online, find the earnings, let us all know. So you're filling us in with it. That's perfect. All right, tech, T-E-C-K. Paula F is asking for tech. All right, so we violated the negative 382, which puts us at a recent, I don't know if it's an all-time, but it puts us at a recent high, right? Because this was our recent swing high we had before. So we pushed up, failed, came back, no retest. So now what I'm looking for Ah, wrong key. So we've got 30 to 32. We've got $2 in there. I don't have to have a Fibit in there, but it's pretty close. It wouldn't be a bad idea. No, it's not. It's actually probably to the penny. It's good. So we don't really need a Fibit in there. So what I'd love to see is the pullback down to that $30 on Tech Paula, close near it and a bounce. And you're looking at 31.88 as your first resistance. We will need a Fibit in there for sure. And you're looking at 33.30 as your next resistance in there. So I hope that helps. Sorry, Amos, I just saw your note in there. Your thoughts on this. I didn't take it, but man, do I wish I would have. You let me know what symbol you were talking about. Sorry, I just spaced on it. Trader Will said Neo has great natural support at 25. Good, Erica. Glad you got it. Will's asking what's the 236 on Neo. $236 is 39.62, Will. 39.62. Ed said, lots of great information today, as usual. Thank you. Dollar signs. There you go. On Google, why'd I use the past fibs instead of extension? So I extend in the direction of the draw, Will, and I do not have that here on Google. We drew this bullish. So I don't take the extensions to the downside. I only take them above the upside, which is where my negative numbers come in. That's why I rely heavily on my historical fibs in there. All right, so is that it, Sean? 95.45? Okay. Let's see. Okay, Brenda, my bad if I missed it, but it's very easy. So yes, so the bounce, closing and bounce up at 369.68. It does that, Brenda, 375.66 and 381.63 are resistance. If we close below the purple line, the 369.68, you can look at 362.28 as your first support level. You guys are all welcome. All right, Amos. So I may need some help here. Let's see. Amazon. Jonathan just typed it in. Nice Amazon intraday trade this AM to the downside. We got to write this number down. 3209.16. I'm almost wishing it didn't work. Let's see. Let's bring this back to a 5-minute candle. Let's go shift over to the amazing Amazon. We'll double click. 3209.116. Wow. Okay. So the gap down was perfect, right? It all comes down to what did that 1-minute candle do? All right. So the 9 a.m. candle, 9 o'clock to 9:31, very hard to see it. There's a tiny little hash mark there. We opened at 32.10.40. We had a high of 32.15 and a low of 32.05. We closed at 32.10.46. So we closed within pennies. So was it okay for pop rolls? It is if you're willing to step down. Amos, this is where when we do it in pop, we don't talk about using 1 minute. We talk about all of it off the 5 minute. But you're more advanced. Roman's more advanced. Will is more advanced. So many of you guys have moved so much further beyond that. The 1 minute is fine to shift over to as a help if the 5 is not giving it, or if we are before that first 5 minute candle even forms, right? Then it's okay. Because if you watch it, if it gaps down on a 5 minute candle, comes back up in the same candle and starts rolling over, it's the same as watching a 1 minute candle. So either you're waiting for the 5 minute to finish and you're taking off the second 5 minute candle, or you're watching the 4-pack and utilizing all 4 charts to come up with the answer. It doesn't quite fit the pop rules, but it would fit my rules of what I look for in a trade. And I missed this one this morning. I did not see this at all. So good trade, yes. Pop trade, no. Alan said I took a pass too. Not the answer I wanted because I didn't take it. Okay. Well, okay. But Amos, you asked if it fits pop rules. The answer is no. Does it fit what I would take in a trade? The answer is yes. Right? A little more aggressive because we never really got the test. In an ideal world, what has it done? It's closed below the horizontal fib line. It's come back and retested it and failed. We kind of closed above, gap below, and dropped. That made it a little bit tougher. But it's aggressive, right? You know, and for aggressive, what do we trade on Amazon? We trade 4. So maybe aggressive is you're trading 1 or 2 instead. There you go. Karen said the threat of a gap fill spooked me. You're welcome, Amos. Jonathan said it fit mine. I loved it. How many points did you get on it, Jonathan? $20-point move. There you go. Guys, that is awesome. 20 points on Amazon. And I'm sure it didn't take very long either, Jonathan, to pick that 20 points up. Yeah, you're getting some kudos coming through there, Jonathan, for the trade. So congrats on that one. All right. So Amelia, could you go ahead and adjust one contract? That's okay. Yep, it's not working on my end here. Amelia, can you go ahead and drop in the link to 30 Days of Trading Success? Guys, you can see it on the members area right here. It's the first banner. If you're on a different banner, just click on the first one right there. It'll take you right to it. Fib to fib. There you go. There you go, Amos. All right, Amelia, drop that link in there. Guys, make sure you're registered for 30 Days of Trading Success. You do not want to miss out on this class. I've got 4 of them scheduled. I don't know if or when I'll be doing more after that. So for right now, definitely take advantage of it. Okay. So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just 1 trade away. Folks, I'm going to leave the room open for a few minutes. You can grab the link. Have a great one. And I'll see you at our next update. All right. Bye for now.